here are the 15 leading causes of death in the United States, laying to waste millions.
Until the system changes, we have to take personal responsibility for our health, for our family's health. We can't wait until society catches up to the science, because it's a matter of life and death.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode. It's Mel here from Raw Nourishment, where I educate, nurture and inspire you to thrive on a whole foods vegan lifestyle. Now welcome back to episode 2 of our series How Not to Die, which was inspired by Dr. Michael Greger's new book, which is truly fabulous. If you have not watched episode 1, please stop this video right now and check it out. Before I begin today's episode, I just wanted to give you a little bit of insider into who I am and why this is such an incredible book and why I highly recommend that you follow it. Now, about 3 years ago, I had suffered from really bad acne. Crazy to think that, huh? Like, my skin looks bloody amazing right now. I used to be 10 kilos overweight and I had basically struggled with weight my whole entire life. I had really bad digestive issues. I had a high sensitivity to avocados, nuts, and caffeine. And I also, had really bad self-esteem. And when I started eating whole plant foods, that's when everything changed for me. My acne disappeared. I noticed a difference within 3 days. I actually made a video how to cure acne, and you're welcome to check it out right here. And I have now lost 10 kilos and I have kept it off, and I am continuing to get leaner by exercising and eating beautiful whole ripe fresh fruits and veggies. So you can check my exercise out right here and see where I'm up to. And I was able to cure my digestive issues by taking a probiotic. So I've made another series about that one there. And I have another series based on self-love, how to love yourself, flaws and all, which is truly amazing because I have found on my journey that love heals all blockages. And if you're eating bad foods, then you are not showing self-love towards yourself. You're sabotaging yourself, because everybody knows fruits and veggies are what nourishes our bodies, and we need the minerals and vitamins and phytonutrients to nourish our body from the inside out to help us thrive and have optimal health. So with that being said, let's get on to Dr. Greger's book. Now there's a couple of things that I need to mention that he points out in the section 2. One of them is his traffic light system. So check out his diagram right here in figure 5, and it has green, yellow and red, same as when you're driving. So green is unprocessed plant foods, which means they're in their whole natural state. So apples, bananas, pears, carrots, broccoli, kale, potatoes. Oh my god, Hawaiian sweet potatoes are my favorite. Okay, then we go on to yellow. So we're looking at processed plant foods and unprocessed animal foods. Now, if you're eating vegan, which means that you don't eat anything or you don't wear anything that is associated with an animal, then it's going to be quite easy for you to have none of the unprocessed animal foods. But if you're not at that stage of your journey, then please keep this one to a minimum. Then we've got red, which is ultra processed plant foods and processed animal foods. So basically green is what you need to have all the time. That's how you're going to thrive for optimal health. Yellow is to avoid, and red is do not dare go there. Check out this section here. I've just highlighted this one in purple. It says the healthiest diet is one that maximizes the intake of whole plant foods and minimizes the intake of animal-based foods and processed junk. Simply put, eat more green light foods, eat fewer yellow light foods, and especially eat fewer red light foods. Just like running red lights in the real world, you'll be able to get away with it for a little while, but it wouldn't be recommended to make a habit out of it. Now, I came across this fantastic quote from Michael Pollan, who is the author of Omnivore Dilemma, and he states, "If a food comes from a plant, then eat it. If it is made in a plant, then don't." It's probably the easiest way to think about processed foods. Now, I know some of the information that I'm telling you can be a little bit daunting and overwhelming, but one thing that you should remember is to look at healthy eating as if it's an experiment. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. You don't have to go from eating animals to not. You can slowly transition your way through. That's exactly what I did, and that worked truly best for me on my journey to become my greatest version. And also keep in mind too that as you are transitioning over to eat more of these daily dozen, that your taste buds are going to change. So for me, when I first started out, kale tasted like absolute rubbish to me, and now I incorporate it into steaming it with some veggies or having it in a smoothie. So it does take time for your taste buds to adjust. So don't be like, oh, I hate kale and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, kale is like the god of nutrients. So to refresh your memory, let's check out the Daily Dozen once again. Now, make sure you've downloaded the app. Check the previous videos as I showed you how to do it over there. So each day, Dr. Greger recommends you have 3 servings of bean, 1 of berries, 3 of other fruits, 1 of cruciferous vegetables, 2 greens, 2 other vegetables, 1 flaxseed, 1 nuts, 1 spices, 3 whole grains, 5 beverages, and 1 exercise. Now, if you check out the app, it actually gives you the serving size for each one of those, so then you can tick it off your list. Now, throughout Dr. Greger's book, he actually gives you some examples about how you can tick multiple items off your list and incorporate them into one meal. One of them, for example, is to have a peanut butter and banana sandwich. So you actually tick off 4 things off your list in that one. 1 being a medium-sized banana, 1 being peanut butter if you have 2 tablespoons, and then the other 2 slices of bread actually class as 2 servings. So that's 4 things you can tick off your list already. And maybe you could have a drink of water before and after. So that's like 6 things ticked off your list already. So it's really, really easy. Well, my loves, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed this little bit of insight or information to you. Remember to subscribe if you're new to the Raw Nourishment fam. Videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Please make sure you go and check me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Let me know how you're doing so far. Remember, continue to make better choices than the day before because it's going to help you on your journey to become your greatest version. Love you so much, guys. Start off small. You're going to get there. Don't get overwhelmed. I'm going to help you through it. Love you. Bye.
The most likely reason you and loved ones will die is heart disease. Now, it's still up to each of us to make our own decisions as to what to eat and how to live, but we should make these choices consciously, educating ourselves about the predictable consequences of our actions. Atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, begins in childhood. By age 10, the arteries of nearly all kids have fatty streaks, the first stage of the disease, and then these plaques start forming in our 20s, get worse in our 30s, and then can start killing us off. Our heart is called a heart attack, and our brain the same process is called a stroke. If there's anyone here this afternoon older than age 10, then the question isn't whether or not to eat healthy to prevent heart disease, but whether or not you want to reverse the heart disease you likely already have. But is that even possible? When research took people with heart disease, put them on the kind of diet followed by populations that don't get heart disease, we were hoping to slow the progression of these, maybe even arrest it from getting even worse, but instead, something miraculous happened. The disease started to reverse. As soon as patients stopped eating an artery-clogging diet, their bodies were able to start dissolving some of the plaque away, in some cases even severe triple vessel heart disease, arteries opening up without drugs, without surgery, suggesting that their bodies wanted to be healthy all along, but were just never given the chance. This improvement in blood flow on the left was after just 3 weeks of eating healthy. For those of you unfamiliar with my work, every year I read through every issue of every English language nutrition journal in the world, so busy folks like you don't have to.